So for my character research for Freak Show, I came up with this concept of a an albino with a god complex, and he finds himself more superior than the other freaks in the Freak Show because he sees his intelligence as like something that uh, no other um, no other freak has. Uh, for example, this is one of the clips that I like found and explored and tried to take some kind of inspiration from for creating this character, the character of Frank for Freak Show. So just play it to you now.
Oh, I think now you're vastly overstating.
Is that why you didn't give Dr. Hill the job?
There were a number of other factors.
Is that why you removed a healthy ovary without any scientific diagnosis?
Don't you address my client, Mr. Riley.
Do you have a God complex?
This is not acceptable.
No, let him address me.
Jed,
No, it's about time I got to give some answers here.
stop typing. This is off the record.
The question is, do I have a God complex?
Dr. Kessler says yes.
Which makes me wonder if this lawyer has any idea as to the kind of grades one has to receive in college to be accepted at a top medical school. If you have the vaguest clue as to how talented someone has to be to lead a surgical team. I have an MD from Harvard. I am board certified in cardiothoracic medicine and trauma surgery. I have been awarded citations from 7 different medical boards in New England, and I am never, ever sick at sea. So I ask you, when someone goes into that chapel and they fall on their knees and they pray to God that their wife doesn't miscarry, or that their daughter doesn't bleed to death, or that their mother doesn't suffer acute neural trauma from post-operative shock, who do you think they're praying to? Now, you go ahead and read your Bible, Dennis, and you go to your church, and with any luck, you might win the annual raffle. But if you're looking for God, he was in operating room number 2 on November 17th, and he doesn't like to be second-guessed. You ask me if I have a God complex? Let me tell you something. I am God. And this sideshow is over.
So, as we can see from that short clip, obviously it's a clip from Malice. Alec Baldwin plays a surgeon who's got a god complex, basically, and the reason why I chose to have the freak of Frank, who is an albino, to have a god complex is because his intelligence and also of this in Africa they they sell albino body organs because they believe the albinos are magical in some respect, and underlying all of Frank's motives of why he's a god, he believes this because he does think he has like some sort of magical like abilities or something. He thinks that he is superior because he's been told that he is by like certain people throughout his life, but then he's also been denigrated by the people that he thought cared about him and stuff like that. So he just built this god complex due to his insecurity. So I'll just show you this short clip now.
Living in fear of being killed for what he is. Jeremiah Ndayiraje is on the run from gangs involved in the most gruesome trade, now spreading across East Africa, the trade in the human body parts of albinos. Some African witch doctors are using them to concoct so-called good luck potions. They claim the body parts, skin, golden hair, and even the genitals of albinos will bring good luck in love, life, and business. Al Jazeera brought you the story of this horrible trade last year from Tanzania, where more than 40 albinos have been slaughtered in the last 2 years. And it's now spread across the border to Burundi. So far, 11 albinos have been murdered and mutilated here. Jeremiah showed me his squalid and dilapidated hideout. He's not alone. Cyprian abandoned his family to take refuge here.
We're here because they're hunting us. They want to kill us because of the color of our skin.
Emmeline and her brother Bertrand fled after a suspicious visitor came to their house.
A man came to our house saying he was looking for merchandise. It scared us, so we left.
But it's Jeremiah's story that's the most harrowing. His brother Daniel was allegedly murdered by the eldest brother in the family, who then sold off the body parts for $240.
I saw my brother's dead body. All his limbs, arms and legs were chopped off and gone. Afterwards, my brother and sister-in-law were overheard fighting over the money they had got from selling his body parts. Furthermore, we have evidence that the murderers came through my older brother's compound and spent some time in his house discussing how they were going to kill him. I was lucky not to be at home at that time.
Jeremiah's eldest brother is now on the run from the police. We were given special permission to interview his wife, now in prison with her youngest child, accused of being involved in the murder plot.
No, I swear before crowds that I was not involved in the killing of my albino brother-in-law. I am ready to be shot dead before my children as proof.
But the fact that Victoria hasn't seen or heard from her husband since February and was allegedly seen flashing money shortly after the killing has led Burundian investigators to believe she was part of the plot to kill her albino brother-in-law. Jeremiah and many other albinos in hiding believe that grinding poverty in their country, where the average salary can be as low as $10 a year, is fueling the trade in their body parts. They believe that what's happening amounts to genocide.
I cannot take the risk of going back home. I will not leave this place. I would rather starve and die here than be hacked to death.
East African governments are working with albino support organizations to provide protection, but the...
So from that clip we saw, due to the economy in Africa, they are being chopped up and sold because people believe there is magic within their bones and body parts and stuff. So with it being in the 1940s, I believe, the freak show that we was doing, during that time the US economic state was not as vibrant as it could have been and really should have been, to be honest. So there's that factor of, he sees himself as like a commodity, and obviously he's insecure about how he looks and all that kind of stuff, so he builds this god complex and all that. So yeah, that was basically my ideas of Frank and what I researched to develop Frank and stuff like that. I just wanted to really, because it's such a serious topic, and I wanted to, obviously kind of go into the psychology of, having a god complex, why you would have that, maybe, it all links together like a tree kind of thing, which I always find is interesting within, certain when certain actors do it, they like research their role heavily and also like become it. They method act. I tried method acting with this this character Frank. I put myself in rooms completely alone, dark, you know, so I can get in that mental space of, you know, being utterly alone and having no one that's like me, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for watching my character research. Thank you. Bye.